everyone, it's your Field Commander Katie Cassich here, and I am here to teach you some of the basics of marching band so that you can be a little more ready before you start up and you get a little bit prepared so it's not as hard or as challenging whenever you jump in. So the first thing we're going to talk about is parade rest, which is where you're standing when you're on the field or when we're getting ready to do something. And what you want to do there is with both of your hands will be in fists. Your left fist will go in the small of your back, right here, and your right fist will be right at your side, arms straight. You want to stand with your feet shoulder width apart, and you want to have your head down. You don't want to be bent over or like slouch your shoulders. It's almost like you're looking at maybe the back of the knees of the person in front of you. So you have your head down at a nice angle, and you need to maintain a good posture. Make sure you're standing up straight. And when you do this, you don't fidget. You never fidget in marching band. Don't do that. That's not okay. And to come up from parade rest, I will call you to attention with band 10 hut. And then you, in return, will go and 1. So you say and 1, and on the and, you snap your head up so that you are looking up at the audience. You want to keep a straight face and you want to look really intimidating. You should be really powerful. That's what marching band is all about. Just being super powerful and ready to go, and no one can challenge you in that moment. So on the and, your head snaps up, and then on the 1, your hands will come up to about mouth level, and you want to make sure they're sticking out in front of you. You don't want them to be like to your chest. You want to have them in elbows out, and it's right in front of your mouth, parallel. And you're also on 1 going to bring your left foot in. You always bring in your left. Never the other. You never bring in your right. You always bring in your left. So it'll pretty much be parade rest, and then I'll go band 10 hut and 1. And that's what you would do if you were a wind player. If you are in percussion, it's a bit different. Percussionists. So if you're a wind player, you stand with your feet together, heels and toes, everything is matching up parallel. But if you're in percussion, your feet will actually be spread apart in a V shape. It's just a little bit different. It's not that bad. And when you're in percussion, your hands will come out like you're holding your sticks. So instead, for a percussionist, they would be at parade rest. And so it'll go band 10 hut and 1. So whenever you come, you need to make sure your feet are in the V position, and then your hands are to your sides. And now we're going to talk about horn angles. So that was attention, and with your horn angle, this is what we do whenever we don't have an instrument, like if we're just working on basics, or if for some reason someone doesn't happen to have an instrument for something. Your left hand will go over your right hand, which is in a fist, nice and powerful. For horn angles, if you play the flute, make sure you keep your instrument very parallel to the ground. It shouldn't be slanted or wrong, because we all want to be the same in marching band, and it all has to be perfect. Every single part has to be perfect. So for your flute, make sure you keep it 90 degrees parallel to the ground. For clarinet and saxophone, you want to make sure it's out in front of you. You don't want to be looking down playing your instrument or kind of putting it in a position. You want to be out in front of you so you still look very powerful. If your instrument's down, the sound isn't going to travel. And sorry, woodwinds, you're usually the quietest people on the field, but you want to be heard. So you need to make sure that your horn, you don't want to stick it up, but you want to have it at a nice position, arms out, elbows out. Don't try and bring them in. You are powerful. Look like you're powerful. For the brass players, you want your bell to go up to, in the football, the football stand, how there's the box. You want your instrument to go up to the stands because your sound will travel there. That's where the judges are. That's where your audience is. You want them to hear you. So you really need to make sure that your sound can reach all the way up there. So that's pretty much it so we went through parade rest, attention, and horn angles. Now we are going to learn the basics of marching, of actually marching. So we're going to first learn the mark time, which is, whenever you mark time, you'll hear me call, mark time, march up, and your foot will go up, your left. We always start with our left. You never start with your right, ever, ever, ever in marching band, ever. And your left foot will come up on the and it will actually hit on one, and your other foot will come up. And about the place you want to hit, there is a little ball on the inside of your foot right there, and that's as far up as you want your heel to be. And when we mark time, you want to be very straight. Your body should be straight, like you're in attention, with great posture. Your head is up, your body is elongated, you are strong, fierce, shoulders back, relaxed. Everything is in position. So whenever you hear a mark time, I will call, mark time, march up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, dot, dot, close. So that is pretty much a mark time. You want to make sure you really want to engage your core so that the top half of your body should not be moving. If we were to take pictures or video of just the top half of your body while you're marking time, we should just think you're standing. It shouldn't look like you're moving. You shouldn't be bouncing. Don't do the stair climber. It's not good. You just want to make sure you keep good posture. Your heels are going up. Your body isn't moving. It's nice and rigid. You really got to engage your core and be ready for that. And then for the actual marching, which is the last thing we're going to touch on, just a forward march. With that, you want to again, you're going to start with your left, and you want to make sure that you get your heel up as high as you possibly can. If you wrote something on the bottom of your shoe, we should be able to see it. And you can do that. No one's going to stop you. But you want to make sure you get your foot up super duper duper high, toes up. That is the most important part. You always start with your left, and you always have your toes up. And you always have your core engaged. That's also very important. So the call for that would be forward, arch, up, 1. And your heel should hit on 1, and then it follows through with your next foot coming. And you want it to roll as if you were squeezing a tube of toothpaste, so that you can get all of it out in just one go. So it'll pretty much be forward, arch, up, 1, 2, 3. And then when you close, you just keep them together. And with mark time for percussionists, you do the same thing to mark time, except your feet are together. So you're still bringing it up just as high. It's just your feet are together. When you march, you don't march with your feet apart, or you don't march with your feet in odd angles. You march with your feet going forward, and then you end in the V shape. So I hope this is all very helpful to you, and I can't wait to see you guys this season. It's going to be great.